So we have 4 different shapes that we're going to talk about. We have a cube. The equation for the volume of a cube is side cubed, which is the same thing as saying side times side times side, because when we learned in our areas, a cube is a square, but 3-dimensional. So you have all sides are the exact same length. Our second shape is a rectangular prism. The equation for the volume is length times width times height. So again, we said length is usually the longest, width, and then your height. For a rectangular pyramid, the equation is length times width times height of the triangle, all divided by 3. So again, you have a length, a width, we have a height that they will give us. It's usually that vertical dashed line down the center. And then once you find that product, you're going to divide the whole thing by 3. And the last one is a cylinder, which is kind of like your soup can. So the equation is pi radius squared times your height. Again, remember that your radius is half of the distance across your circle from the center, and then they will give you your height. The thing that's different between volume and area is how we represent the units. So all units for volume are going to be written with an exponent of 3. So example, meters cubed or centimeters cubed. This is because you are multiplying the same unit by itself 3 times. So feet times feet times feet is going to give you your feet cubed. So we have 4 examples for today. The first one says that a cube has a side measure of 2 centimeters. What is the volume of the cube? So again, our volume is side cubed. So 2 cubed, which is the same thing as saying 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is going to give me 4. Then I need to multiply it by a third 2, which is going to give me 8 centimeters. And since we did 2 3 times, our unit is going to be cubed as well. For example 2, it says a shoebox has a length of 10 inches, a width of 6 inches, and a height of 5 inches. Find the volume of the shoebox. So shoebox, if you think about it, is a rectangular prism. So our volume is going to be length times width times height. So when I multiply all 3 of these pieces together, I have 10 times 6 times 5. If I do my 5 and 6 together, that's going to give me 30. And then when I multiply it by 10, I just need to add an extra 0 at the end. So I have 300, my unit inches, again, cubed, because 10 inches, 6 inches, 5 inches, 3 of the same unit. For example 3, I have find the volume of this pyramid. So the equation for the volume of a rectangular pyramid is length times width times height, all divided by 3. So my length is 6 times my width of 6 times my height of 4. All of this divided by 3. So 6 times 6 is going to give me 36 times 4 is going to give me 144, and then I'm going to divide that by 3. 3 goes in to 14 4 times. That's going to give me 12. I have 2 left over. 3 goes into 24 8 times. So my answer is going to be 48 inches, again, cubed, because I did inches times inches times inches. This bottom 3 doesn't have a unit, so it's still inches cubed. And my last example, I have a soup can has a diameter of 8 centimeters and a height of 12 centimeters. Find its volume. So if I have my soup can, this says that I have a diameter of 8. Remember, our equation for volume is pi r squared times the height. So I need my radius, not my diameter, which means my radius is going to be 4 because that's half of your diameter. So now when I plug all of this in, I have 3.14 because that's what we use for pi, my radius squared times my height, which they said was 12. So when I go to solve this, I'm going to have 3.14 times 16, because this is going to give me 16. When I multiply this, add them together, I get 50.24. If I have 2 decimals in my problem, I need 2 decimals in my answer, but now I need to multiply that by 12. So 8, 4, 0, 10, 4, 2, 0, 5. When I add them together, 8, 8, 2, 0, 6. 2 decimal places in my problem, 2 decimal places in my answer. So it's going to be about 602.88, and then our unit was centimeters. Volume means that it's cubed.